So we are going to move on to college football now, and we are going to continue our Illini coverage here. I don't know that we had discussed it on no, we hadn't, because the news broke on Tuesday during halftime of the Illinois-Minnesota basketball game. Jeremy Werner reported that Bret Bielema had fired or was going to fire Tony Petersen as offensive coordinator. That news was confirmed on Friday night, I believe. Yeah, late Friday night, like 8 o'clock Eastern time or 7 o'clock Eastern time Friday night. Bielema sent out a release that he had released Tony Petersen of his offensive coordinator duties. And then Saturday morning, they announced that they had hired UTSA offensive coordinator Barry Lunney Jr., to which I say, if you can't beat him, hire him.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it works. Yeah, we did talk about the Tony Petersen firing during a post-game show.
Yes, but not briefly, on a full episode.
But not on a full episode. Yeah. That one, I think it kind of caught both of us a little off guard, especially the timing of it, I think was the most intriguing thing. But when your offense was as abysmal as Illinois was this year, clearly Bret Bielema had other plans in mind. So he brought on somebody who beat him this year and he's coached with before and seems to have a good relationship with. So, I mean, if you know what you want to do, all the power to him. I'm fine with it. I know there have been some people that have been a little curious as to why it happened so quickly, only after one season with him, but especially when there wasn't really a competent quarterback. But he's trying to do something. He's trying to win games. So
to them, I say, go back and rewatch an Illinois football game and you will see why it happened, because there was no offensive flow.
I agree.
No offensive flow. I fully back the decision. I didn't love the hire from the get-go just because Tony Petersen had no real qualities that made me think he was a good Big Ten offensive coordinator. I know he spent some time in Minnesota. I think he had some decent teams there, but nothing jumped off the page to me like, okay, I like this guy. So yeah, Barry Lunney comes in. He spent the last 2 seasons as UTSA's offensive coordinator and associate head coach. Obviously, we know what they did this year at UTSA, one of the best group of 5 teams in the country. They beat Illinois 37-30 early in the season, won Conference USA, and then they lost the bowl game, I think. Yeah, lost to San Diego State in the bowl game. But they averaged 442.9 yards, 353 passing yards, 188 rushing yards, and almost 38 points per game. So just a powerful offense in Conference USA. It seems to be universally approved. I haven't seen really any complaints about the hire. Lunney started his coaching at Arkansas, where he also played. He played at Arkansas. He was a quarterback for Arkansas from 92 to 95. He was a GA there from 98 to 99. Then he bounced around some small schools. He even coached at a high school, Bentonville High School in Arkansas. For 8 years. And then a certain Bret Bielema, I believe, hired him from Bentonville High School to Arkansas as tight ends coach, then special teams, and then Bielema was already gone at this point. And then when Chad Morris was let go at Arkansas, he was Arkansas's interim head coach for a couple games. He did go 0-2, but he was interim head coach. And I listened to the UTSA insider, his conversation with Jeremy Werner, and he said that Lunney was actually a finalist for the Arkansas permanent job. But when he didn't get it, he said, no, I'm not going to stay here at my current position if you're not going to give me the head coaching job. And so he went to UTSA. Like I said, everything I've seen has been positive. He's more of a spread offense, but also very run heavy out of that spread. But I don't know how to describe it. It's a run style offense, but based around today's game of quarterback in the shotgun with the RPO and a bunch of different new age actions, not Bret Bielema's 12 formation, one running back, two tight end. Like it's going to be different. It's not going to be what we saw this year, which is what we need because the offense this year it doesn't win in today's football.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it'll be a nice change of pace for sure. We've talked about it ad nauseum, how talented we think this running backs department is.
Yeah.
And so if you're able to get those guys in situations to succeed, then I think this team has really potential to be at minimum middle of the pack Big Ten, and kind of build from there. So I think it's a good hire. Obviously he's, very, very much offensive minded, has a lot of experience at a lot of different schools. The 8 years at a high school is interesting, I will admit. I did read a little bit on that. I do believe that was his dad's program for a long time.
Okay.
That he must have went back to basically help his dad or whatever. Maybe he just wanted to go back home. Whatever the case may be, he did spend eight seasons there. So that is interesting if you ask me. But yes, Craig.
Something just clicked with me. My uncle texted me yesterday after the hire and said, good hire for Bielema as OC. He needs to let him loose to open it up. Bielema is too tied to the run and defend approach. My uncle did go to U of I, so he's an Illinois fan, so I didn't think too much into it. But now that we're talking about it, this is my uncle that lived in Bentonville for like 15 years. So he's probably very familiar with him from Bentonville High School, but also from Arkansas. So that just clicked with me that this uncle lived in Bentonville for a number of years. So he probably knows all about this guy.
Yeah. No, I think the hire makes sense. So obviously somebody that Bret knew.
Shout out to Van, by the way. My uncle Van.
Shout out Van. Yeah, Bret knew him. Bret wants to work with him. He must have had his eye on him for a while, especially after UTSA came in and beat his team in Champaign. Yeah. I'm here for it. We'll have to see how it translates. But I think it makes some sense. So
we're talking about the running backs. And obviously Illinois has a stable back there they have to choose from. But UTSA's running back the last 2 years, Sincere McCormick. 2020, he had 249 rushes for 1,467 yards and 11 touchdowns. And this year he had 298 carries for 1,479 yards and 15 touchdowns. So 550 rushes for 3,000 yards and 26 touchdowns the last 2 seasons for their starting running back. Whew, that's not too bad. My question is,
I'll take it.
What kind of quarterback does he want? The guy he had this year, Frank Harris at UTSA, was a lefty, had some athleticism, but also threw it. He could sling it a little bit. And the insider for UTSA, I forgot what their website is. I forgot the website, or else I'd plug it. Sorry. He said that he likes pro style guys, which is good because that's what Illinois has kind of recruited to. And it sounds like DeVito, the transfer that Illinois already has committed, would be a good fit for this. So that kind of answered my biggest question was, does Lunney go out and get someone else in the portal that he thinks fits better than the guys they have now? So that's the big football news. You have anything else on Barry Lunney or Illini football?
No. I mean, I think that it's as I said, I think it's a good hire. It was a good move. It makes a lot of sense as to why it happened when it did. He obviously knew who he wanted to fill that spot. So just have to build off of it.
That's what I said Tuesday. I was like, it's a weird hire unless you have someone that you want. Yeah.